Aries, and welcome to your July 2018 general tarot reading. Just give me a minute, I'll move the cards so you can see them. So, 2 pages, 2 queens and a king, okay? So, as most of you know, this might represent a lot of people, but I tend to read the cards, unless it's a private reading, I'll read the cards most as different parts of us. So our mind, our potentials, and our emotions, okay? So what came up at the bottom of the deck was a Page of Wands, and the Page of Swords is there as well. Page of Wands tends to represent new opportunities. Can be romantic, can be creative, because there's all these new green shoots on this wand. And there's one of these green shoots that he's really got his eye on, okay? So this can represent new opportunities coming your way, because you've also got the Page of Pentacles as what you most want, which could be a young earth sign person, but it tends to represent new chapters in work and business, new potentials for growth, basically. You enter July, a lot of feelings are going on here. The Queen of Cups with the 3 of Cups. So the Queen of Cups could represent a water sign, male or female, or it could be you, Aries. Maybe you're doing a lot of reflecting on your emotional life. Good reflecting, because it's with the 3 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups is a card of celebration. It's a very joyful, very carefree energy. And I always love it when someone's got the 3 of Cups, because you know that their heart is quite light, okay? You've dropped a lot of the burdens that were holding you back, okay? And I don't know if these burdens were relationships, by the way, because the Tower card has shown up. I'm a reader who absolutely loves the Tower card, by the way, because it represents enlightenment, awareness, that aha moment. It's one of the most spiritual of all the cards. So it might be there's been a little bit of releasing going on for you, Aries. Now, some people like release and some people don't. So what you most want is a new job, a new financial opportunity, some new beginning, okay? And what's helping you get this is the High Priestess. So when the High Priestess appears as a supportive energy, it's saying that you might be very, very guided this month. She speaks in hunches, she speaks in your dreams, and she speaks in your intuition. So she might send you hunches about the best way forward. Now, never underestimate both these cards. An example would be a dream that I had to go and do the specific thing, which landed me a whole new chapter in my life, okay? But you need to be open. You need to be able to receive the oracle of the High Priestess. And you can't receive her if you're full of garbage. So you need to be quite an empty vessel to receive the High Priestess. Your challenge is the Queen of Pentacles. That's can be about financial security, can be about the foundations of your life. So maybe some of you want this new opportunity because you don't feel as secure as you'd like to. You don't feel that you're being your potential in the workplace, because a Queen of Pentacles is someone who owns that energy. So she's got great wisdom, great maturity around the Pentacles energy. So maybe that is a challenge for you, and that's why you most want this page. You'll be receiving guidance, by the way. The High Priestess always guides us. It's learning to trust it. That is a skill, not going against it, because a lot of people try and go against their hunches. It never ends in a very good place, by the way. In your relationship house, you have got the Tower card. So the Tower card is quite often an upheaval. It represents new beginnings. It can be, it's very much an awakening card. It might be a sudden shock. So I've seen the Tower card when someone meets a soulmate. From nowhere, something arrives in your life, but it can also mean something departing your life. So I'm going to clarify it. It's with the Four of Wands. Some of you are going to be getting a marriage proposal. There's a new chapter beginning. But remember, destruction has to come before creation. And a lot of people don't like the destructive cycle. And that's why they give the Tower a hard time. When actually Tower is here so we can get that new chapter. Because if we don't change, Aries, we don't get a new chapter. And that's why very misunderstood cards, like a lot of cards, like a lot of astrological signs are very misunderstood. But change and new chapters in your relationship house. I'm hopefully doing my relationship readings next week, so you can look out for them. Money and work, you've got the King of Swords. This might be a person. If it's a person, it could be a very official person that you're dealing with. Can be a boss, an authority figure. Or this can be you, Aries, actually. Being much more serious about how you make a living, the work you do, the businesses that you do. And it's came with the Sun card, which is always a great omen of new choices and new beginnings. But the King of Swords might be asking you to be a little bit detached, be a little bit, don't be too emotionally involved around your money and work area. What else am I getting here? But there's definitely new life and there's new growth around finances and work. On the level of your spirituality, you've got the Justice card. The Justice card is Libra. It represents balance, what you've been waiting for, manifesting. Sometimes a Justice card can feel like you've been in a really long cycle, and this is you reaping the rewards. I'm hoping for some of you it's financial, but it might be around your relationships as well. There's a lot of awakening going on, Aries, basically. Mars and Aquarius. The Tower card is Aquarius, by the way. So it can be quite an upheaval energy, but Uranus isn't a difficult energy. It's just very upheaval because it wants to set us free and it wants to break us away from dull, monotonous lifestyles, and that's why a lot of people do not like it. But the Justice card at a soul level means what you've been waiting for is about to manifest. Your outcome, or all the cards fell, is the Moon card. The Moon card represents being in the mystery, being in the unknown. But then it's with the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Wands, which is a lot of fire directed towards a goal. This is about personal achievement, new beginnings. But you get the Moon card first. Mars retrograde. So it's not... Mars retrograde is going to be a very reflective cycle. So you'll be asked to reflect on how you own your energy to create new beginnings. Do you overdo it or do you underdo it? That's what Mars retrograde is asking all of us to do. So it looks like you'll be in quite a reflective period. But after the reflective period is when you're going to be bursting forward in this new life and in this new potential. Because Mars retrograde is going to be a big awakener for all of us because it's in Aquarius, which is the future, it's the liberator, it's the energy that wants to set us free. But you might find this month, particularly towards the end of it, is quite a deep, reflective month for you. The Queen of Cups is also quite a reflective energy, and it looks like you're going into July quite deep in your emotions, and you're leaving July quite deep in your emotions. But you're then going to burst forth into new life, and that's what both these cards represent. And interesting, I'll be doing your relationships next week, Aries. If you want to know more about the Tower card, you've got to trust your intuition. Definitely quite a lot of inner reflective cards. You'll be receiving a lot of impressions, a lot of hunches, and a lot of sudden messages if you're open to it, because the Tower card is about sudden awakenings. So you might have a lot of awakenings through your relationships. They might be the vehicle that brings new potential and new growth into your life. But I think July is going to be an interesting month for you, Aries, actually. And I wish you all the best. Loads of love. Bye.